In this video, we're going to talk all about ChatGPT and Instagram. I'm going to share some of my favorite tips, tools, and strategies, how you can use ChatGPT to take your Instagram to the next level. Hey everybody, Katie Lance here, and I help real estate agents get smarter about social media. And today we're talking all about ChatGPT and Instagram, two of my favorite topics. And I want to share a few of my favorite tips and ideas for how you can use the two together to take your Instagram to that next level. First off, ChatGPT is a huge time saver, as we know. So as we go through some of these tips, tools, and ideas, think about how you can use this for your Instagram stories, your Instagram reels, your Instagram posts, even your Instagram live. Think about all the different ways that you use Instagram and how you could use ChatGPT to implement those to help and improve your strategy, get you more likes, more engagement, and ultimately more business. Tip number one, use ChatGPT to generate Instagram ideas. Look, if you are thinking to yourself, gosh, I don't know what to post to Instagram this week or this month, maybe you even have an Instagram calendar, a content calendar, but you're like, I just need some fresh ideas. Why not go into ChatGPT and let ChatGPT know who you are and what you're looking for? So you might say something like, I'm a real estate agent in Austin, Texas. Please give me 10 unique and engaging ideas that I could post to my Instagram channel. So we want to be really specific with what it is that we're asking for, and you might look at that list and go, great, and maybe all of those are great ideas, or you might look at that list and go, out of those 10, maybe 7 or 8 sound like me, right? So be specific, as I've always said with ChatGPT, tell ChatGPT who you are and what your desired outcome is. That is super important. Tip number two, generate Instagram Reels ideas and scripts. So we know one of the best types of content is, of course, content where you're on camera, content where you're showing your opinion, your expertise, but sometimes we just get stuck, again, on not just content ideas, but on specifically video ideas. So again, you can go into ChatGPT and say something like, I'm a real estate agent in San Francisco, California. Please generate 5 to 10 ideas that I could use for Instagram Reels or TikToks. Please also include a simple script I could use for each one of those. Right, so now we've got some ideas, we've got some scripts. The other thing you could do is also for listings. If you're using ChatGPT to help you with any of your listings, whether it's rewriting a listing description or creating it from scratch, as ChatGPT helps you with that, you can also say, great, now based on this listing description, please turn this into a short reel that I could create, or turn this into 5 different ideas I could use to create reels to promote this listing. Right, so there's a lot of different ways that we could go about it. I will say when it comes to the scripts, we want to be careful. I have seen some great scripts that are created through ChatGPT, and I've also seen some that aren't so great. If you're the kind of person that needs a script, that wants it really kind of laid out for you, it's probably going to be really helpful. I know for me, I typically don't go off of a script. I love to use bullet points. Even right now, I don't have a script. I have some notes over to the side that I occasionally look at, and that's just is what works for me. So I really recommend, as you're thinking about ChatGPT, especially for Instagram, if you're using ChatGPT for email marketing or blog posts or any other type of content, remember you can take that and ask ChatGPT to turn that into an Instagram type post. Tip number 3, create compelling captions with emojis and hashtags. So one of the things that I love to do with ChatGPT is I will often go into ChatGPT and I'll say, I have a post about X, Y, and Z. Can you please create a compelling caption, include fun emojis, include a compelling call to action, and include relevant hashtags. I know for a lot of folks, hashtags are a struggle. We wonder what are some of the best hashtags. I often find with Instagram that you can have a great post, you can have a great reel, but sometimes a lot of agents struggle with the actual caption of what's underneath that. So use ChatGPT to help you. As always, make sure you read it though. Sometimes I see captions written by ChatGPT and I can definitely tell they're written by ChatGPT. So take a minute, read through them. You might even read them out loud so you can change out some of the words and just really make it sound like you and who you are. By the way, this has been helpful so far. We'd love if you'd hit the subscribe button and the bell button as we have new videos that come out each and every week. All right, let's get on with the tips. Tip number 4, personalize your tone. This is a big thing that's really important. When you're asking ChatGPT for content, especially for Instagram, one of the things that makes a big difference is making sure you're personalizing what you're asking with your tone. And I actually did a video about this recently where we talked about different prompts, and we'll make sure to link that below. That's definitely something that you really want to get good at, because it's one thing to ask for an Instagram caption or Instagram ideas, but you want to be specific on the tone, like what's your vibe. And sometimes we struggle a little bit with this, right? The word brand gets thrown around a lot, but I really like to think about it as like, what's your vibe? Like when you are communicating professionally, how do you come across? And for me, what I typically will ask ChatGPT for when I'm talking about tone is I will say, write this in a professional but conversational and friendly tone. Conversational, friendly, professional. And that's just what really works for me, but there's other tone prompts that you might use. If you're someone who's naturally funny or playful, that might be a word that you use. Or maybe you want to have maybe you've got a caption around a listing that's a beautiful luxury property, so you want to add maybe the word in luxurious into the tone that you're asking. One quick thing you could do is you could ask a colleague or a couple colleagues or a couple friends, hey, if you were to describe my tone, my personality professionally, what are a couple words that you would use? So ask a couple trusted colleagues, a couple trusted friends, and then experiment when you're using ChatGPT, especially for Instagram, because Instagram is such a great platform to connect with people visually through graphics, through images. It's a great way to really build relationships. By adding in the right tone can really help to improve what you're getting through ChatGPT. I often find that when it comes to ChatGPT that a lot of folks like it, but some folks feel like it doesn't sound like them. So if you felt that way, especially with your Instagram content, adding in the right tone makes a huge, huge difference. Tip number 5, create compelling hashtags. Now, I touched on this briefly just a second ago, but I cannot emphasize how helpful compelling hashtags can be. Now listen, hashtags are not the end all and be all. You can use up to 30 hashtags on Instagram, and especially some of the recent data coming from Instagram has said, look, you don't necessarily need to post 30 hashtags each and every time, but what I have found is posting at least 4 or 5, maybe even 6 or 7 hashtags does make a big difference. Now with Instagram, you have to have a public account for hashtags to actually matter, but think about the reason for a hashtag is telling Instagram what your content is all about, right? Who is it for? Who's supposed to see it? And there's probably a few hashtags, if you've been on Instagram a long time, that you use time and time again that are tried and true, which is great. But if you're looking again for some new, fresh ideas when it comes to Instagram hashtags, use ChatGPT. You might go into ChatGPT and say, hey, I have 5 upcoming Instagram posts that I'm publishing, or 5 upcoming reels that I'm publishing. I'm a real estate agent in Denver, Colorado. This content is about this, this, and this. Please come up with a list of 5 to 10 relevant hashtags that I could use for my upcoming content. So getting really specific and then using those hashtags. I love to just keep my hashtags copied and pasted like on a notes, in the Notes app on my phone, or if you're using a tool like later.com to schedule some of your Instagram content, you can save your hashtags there as well, and that way you're not reinventing the wheel. So again, these are all small, tiny things that make a big difference. At the end of the day, ChatGPT does not replace you, does not replace the human factor. So that's always so important when we're thinking about Instagram. Using ChatGPT can be a huge time saver for generating ideas, generating hashtags, generating captions and scripts, and it'll take you 70% of the way there, maybe even 80%. The last part is you. And there's not an app or tool that can replace you. So important, right? Okay, I would love to hear from you. Are you using ChatGPT? Let me know in the comments below. And if you are looking for a guide all about Instagram, we have a great free Insta guide we would love for you to check out. Go to katielance.com/Instaguide, katielance.com/Instaguide. It's going to give you lots of tips, tools, and ideas on how to take your Instagram to the next level. All right, we'll see you soon. I can't wait to see you on Instagram.